your team at UC Davis are working on ways to catch signs of Alzheimer's earlier, and try and prevent damage before it starts. How does that work?
Well, so there's many different approaches that are being tried out right now to catch the pathology very, very early. Because one of the big discoveries in Alzheimer's research that you can actually start to see heavy buildup of this protein called amyloid, which is thought to play a part in the whole cascade of events that causes the brain damage in Alzheimer's. And if people were trying to do drug discovery, what they would do is they would try out these drugs in people after they've been diagnosed with a clinical memory problem. But now we know that by the time someone has a memory problem that's easy to detect, what they find is that there's already pretty significant loss of neurons, and you can't really reverse that. So if you want to come up with an intervention, you want to be able to intervene before that brain damage really kicks in. And so now we realize there's this long preclinical period. And so one approach that's being done is to look at blood plasma tests, and that looks very promising. In our lab, we're hoping to develop behavioral tests that any neurologist could give, so that there's different ways of identifying people in these early stages. And so one of our lines of research is focused on this interaction between the hippocampus and the default network. And we've got good data now from a very large group. It was 346 people scanned, actually, in the University of Cambridge. And we analyzed that data and found that there are these certain points when people are, say, watching a movie, for instance, where the hippocampus seems to come online, and that's related to memory and the default network too. And these activations reduce as people get older. But what's interesting is that independent of age, people with poorer memory performance show less of this variability in the hippocampus. And so what that tells us is that we can use these as biomarkers for memory problems, or